Tozer said, of fasting is not to get something from God, it's to get God. The prayer and fasting in the Bible was always the purpose that you wanted to get closer to God. And you can't get closer to God if you're not willing to bring your body, as 1 Corinthians 9 says, into subjection. So what this means is this is telling your appetite, no. Now listen, no one in this room likes to eat more than I do. Ah, man, I love double animal style, okay? You guys know that about me. I love a good bread. I'm going to make some people hungry right before you're going to fast, right? That appetite is not the problem. The problem is being in a love with abundance. We all share something in common. We live in abundance. And all of us are tempted to have more than we probably should consume. And so what fasting is to curb that appetite. Now, you know who has an amazing appetite? My dog. My golden retriever, I don't care what I put in front of him. He is just chewing it up. There was a video challenge a few years ago. You guys probably remember it. It was to see how fast your dog could eat shredded cheese. Have you ever tried this? Man, dogs, when they get hungry, they'll eat it fast. And so here's one owner of a dog seeing how fast the dog could eat. Here's some shredded cheese. Look at this dog go to town. He is just looking at that cheese. She drops it. Not a bit of cheese hit that floor. Not that hunger. Listen, hunger's not the problem. Never saying no to it is the problem. It is not the desire for food that fasting cures. It's saying, Jesus, I love you more than food. That's what we're doing when we fast. We are reprioritizing our desires. And so fasting helps express, to deepen, and to confirm the resolution that we are ready to sacrifice anything for Christ. That's what Andrew Murray said. And by the way, fasting is not about deprivation. It's about preparation. It's about saying, God, I want to prepare my heart. Fasting, it cleanses the soul, St. Augustine said. It raises the mind. It subjects the flesh to the spirit. It's saying, hey, I don't want to live by impulse. I want to strengthen and prepare my spirit for greater growth. I want to surrender my heart to the Lord. And so I would encourage you, join the 21 days of prayer and fasting. And take that paper that we gave in your notes and choose to use a simple and appropriate. By the way, if you're a teenager, talk to your parents. If you have health issues, man, talk to your doctor. You want to make sure it's an appropriate, make sure it's a simple fast, but skip a meal. Fast from snacks. Give up something non-food related like social media. And for the next 21 days, make sure that you're replacing that time that you would be scrolling or eating with time with God. And so fasting, it strengthens the spirit. Number 2, I want you to see this. Fasting begins with confession. Now, most of Daniel 9 is open confession. And some people say, well, why do I have to confess? God already knows what I did, and we know it's wrong, and He's already forgiven me, and so why do I have to confess? And I want to tell you, as fasting is recommended, confession is commanded. This is something God tells us to do. This is something that was done all throughout the Old and New Testament. In fact, in Daniel chapter 9, he said, verse 4, I made my confession. The word confession here in this passage is yada. It's talking about throwing yourself before a judge. It's talking about admitting an admission of guilt. You're saying, hey, I knew it was wrong, and I did it anyway. Have you ever known something was wrong? God even convicted you of it, and you did it anyway. My hand's up. Oh, my word. When my boys were young, I'd say, hey, don't. And then they did it. And I want to say that that's how we are with our Heavenly Father. Now, how many of you know your Heavenly Father loves you, but He wants to guide you? He wants to lead you. There was a dad walking with his son, and he saw a little puddle. And how many of you know little boys like mud puddles? And so the little boy was walking with his dad. His dad had his hand, and his dad says, you can hear him on this video, he says, don't walk in the puddle. But the boy's really excited about the puddle. He says, no, let's not walk. We don't want to get wet. And they think they're right past the puddle. And the boy said, no, I like that puddle too much. He was right in the puddle. Right in the puddle. Okay. Now, how many of you know, you can see on that photo, and you guys keep it up there, was the dad's hand open after the boy fell? Yes or no? Yes. His dad's hand was wide open. But did it change the consequence? No. See, confession does not change the consequence of your sin. It just renews the relationship with God. God is wanting some Christians in this room to decide that they're going to start being honest with God and themselves about their sin. That their sin hinders their relationship with their Heavenly Father, and that they're not going to live in continual sin. And so Daniel just openly says, hey, and he's talking for himself, but also for the nation of Israel. He said, Lord, you have brought judgment in verses 7 and 8 upon us. He said, you have forgiveness and mercies. He said, but we've rebelled against you. Verse 10, we have not obeyed your voice. We've not walked in your laws that were set before us. He said, we've transgressed, verse 11, thy law. We've departed. We haven't obeyed your voice, but this curse has been poured out upon us. He was just being honest. And in verse number 13, he said, you brought this evil upon us because of our iniquities. He said, you watched us do evil. We knew that we were doing wrong, and you just brought it upon us. I want to tell you, that's healthy confession. That's just open, honest before God. I want to tell you, listen, every single day we need to be honest and humble before God.